Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here, talking about Necloths in this video, more specifically the newest addition to the Necloth monster archetype. This is the Necloth of Gungnir. We all knew this one was coming, and for those of you guys who don't know what Necloths are by now, basically they're a new ritual archetype. I would say kind of similar to Gishki. They revolve around the dual terminal monsters, more specifically like ice barriers. There's a Trishula version, a Bryonic version, and now a Gungir version. And they have some kind of different dynamics, some new original ideas, much like Gungir's. It seems to be the latest evolution of the ritual summon are basically going to be Necloths, and they're kind of like human versions of their ice barrier counterparts, kind of like how with Evil Swarm you had corrupted versions of the ice barrier monsters. These seem to be like human versions, and so far so good. I actually am liking them a lot. Now this one is coming out in the Secrets of Evolution. I know that I think the Trish and Brio are coming out in Tribes Force. Anyways, let's get to the monster. It's a water spellcaster ritual monster, 2500 attack, level 7, 1700 defense. Also the Necloth rituals themselves, they have the same stats as the original monsters, but since they're like human versions, they don't necessarily have the same type. Like Gungir, I think, was like a dragon or a sea serpent or something like that, but this is a spellcaster. Same thing with Trish. Trish might have been like a dragon or something, but the Necloth version of Trish is a warrior, because again, it's a guy, it's a human. Anyways, the effect reads: can be ritual summoned by a Necloth ritual spell. Must be ritual summoned using monster that are not level 7 monsters. Cannot be special summoned by any other ways. You can only use the effect of the Necloth of Gungnir once per turn during either player's turn. Okay, I already like it because it can be used on either turn. It's a quick effect. Number 1, you can discard this card, then target one Necloth monster you control. During this turn, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle or effects. Number 2, you can discard one Necloth card, then target one card on the field, destroy that card. Now, as for the card effect and just the card in general, I think that her effect, in essence, the hand effect really just is Bujin hare for any Necloth you control, except it's a little better than hare because it gives your monster immunity for the entire turn. It just doesn't do it once that turn, so it's actually better than hare. The on-field effect is very similar to the original Gungnir. Essentially, you just get to discard any Necloth and then you get to blow something up. I could see that being really, really good, especially in the end phase, just being able to pop your opponent's like set monster or, you know, speller traps or whatever. That seems really, really good. I think that the card is incredibly playable, but the hand effect is insane, because I think that that's gonna be what makes this card a staple. I mean, just having any Necloth monster being able to be protected for the entire turn just by discarding this, it's invaluable for the deck. And the way that I'm actually looking at Necloths now, if you look at Gungnir, which is essentially Bujin hare, and then you look at Trish, which is essentially Bujin turtle, I'm starting to wonder if this deck is more going to be like played like Bujin's, where you get yourself a Necloth Trish with his 2700 attack, and then you just say, all right, well, I've got my field presence, I have my one monster, I don't really need to commit anything else to the board. I can just use these other support cards and these other effects basically to protect that monster. And again, since you can essentially, a lot of times you should be able to get a 1 out of 1 out of Gungnir. Your opponent Torrentos, you discard Gungnir, your monster is protected. You can then use that next Gungnir essentially to either recruit with the ritual spell card or to summon another monster. So you can discard the Gungnir and then play the ritual spell card, and then you can summon Brio using the Gungnir in your graveyard. Like, how good is that? I think that this is definitely moving rituals in the right direction. I really do hope that they consider giving Necloths like a power trap card, because Nimnim brought up a good point in his unicorn video, the Necloth unicorn video, and that's ritual decks always have this really big Achilles heel. They don't have room to run, you know, like an effective trap lineup. You can look at all the ritual decks throughout history, Herald of Perfection, Demise, OTK, like all the successful ritual decks, they've never really ran more than like 3 Royal Decrees or whatever. And it's because you have to run the rituals, you have to run the ritual spells. You have to run stuff to get you both of those. You have to run cards that make it so that you can summon the rituals using the ritual spells. And then it's like you don't really have time, or you don't really have space left over for, you know, trap cards. So I really do hope like they get a really good powerful trap card. But I'm thinking that Gungir is good, mainly because the hand effect is just, it's so freaking practical. I mean, even if you never summon this card, to me it just seems really good, because the way that I'm probably going to play it is I'm going to summon my Trishula, and then when you try and kill my Trish, I'm going to discard Gungir, and then I'm probably going to try and use Gungir to summon a Brio for free, basically. I don't know. I think that this card is definitely good. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching as always. Subscribing makes life happy.